Hi there lovelies, I'm Rhonda Crimes. I'm a life and leadership coach supporting everyday people just like you to reflect and rework your everyday stories so you can step into the everyday leadership of your families and communities and create compelling, meaningful and fruitful lives every day. This is the next bite-sized piece from Brené Brown's book, The Gifts of Imperfection. So I've been breaking up the book into bite-sized chunks Mondays through Fridays with short videos that you can watch or listen to on the fly instead of having to find too much extra time as well as reading the book. And so today let's talk about The Gifts of Imperfection, 8 shaming story sharing tips. Brené beautifully shares her experience of presenting to a group of parents after being introduced by the principal who told them, "She's gonna set us straight whether we like it or not." Now, to say the talk wasn't well received is an understatement. In her words, she says, "I just managed to freak out the other 250 already pissy parents. It was a disaster." Now, I'm going to let you read the book to learn more details about that experience. But the point of sharing is that it demonstrates that she knew by the time it was over, the shame storm was brewing. She describes her face feeling hotter, feeling very small, and her heart racing. And the instant replays in her head of everything she did were just unstoppable. She said, "When the shame winds are whipping all around me, it's almost impossible to hold on to any perspective or to recall anything good about myself." Can you relate to feeling like that? I know I can. And we head straight into that loud inner critic telling us things like, "I'm an idiot. Why would I do something like that?" And in my case, there's always lots of swearing in it as well. And while it was happening, Brené has also learned to recognise shame. The symptoms for her is dry mouth, time slowing down, tunnel vision, hot face, racing heart. Shame, as with any emotion, is important to get to know so you can move through it rather than resist or push it down. So what does it feel like for you? Where do you feel it? And what triggers it for you? And then, of course, what do you do with this shame? She says the best thing to do when this is happening feels totally counterintuitive. Practice courage and reach out. Shame lives in darkness and silence. It cannot survive when it's shared and brought into the light. She warns, the most dangerous thing we can do after a shaming experience is hide or bury our story. The thing is though, it's really important to share your story safely. We have to own our story and share it with someone who has earned the right to hear it. Someone we can count on to respond with compassion. We need courage, compassion and connection, ASAP. If we share our story with the wrong people, it can be escalated and become something else to add to the burdens we're already experiencing. Or it can drive it further down into its dark hiding place. She says, we want a solid connection in a situation like this. Something akin to a sturdy tree firmly planted in the ground. So Brené has 8 tips for choosing, or rather steering clear of certain people when sharing a shame story. Number 1, I feel sorry for you. The friend who responds with sympathy rather than empathy. I feel so sorry for you rather than, "Oh, get it. I feel with you, and I've been there. This is the distancing response. I feel sorry for people like you. These things don't happen to me. Number 2, you should feel shame. The friend who hears the story and actually feels shame for you, confirming just how horrified you should be. This is the judgment response, and it's usually followed by an awkward silence, and then you end up having to make them feel better. Number 3, you've let me down. The friend who needs you to be the pillar of worthiness and authenticity. This is the disappointment response. They can't help you because they are so disappointed in your imperfections. Number 4, this feels terrible. Who can we blame? The friend who is so uncomfortable with vulnerability that they tell you off, or they look for someone else to blame. This is the discharge and blame response. How could you let this happen? Or something like, who was that? Let's get them. Number 5, let's just make this go away. The friend who tries to make it better out of their own discomfort, refusing to believe that you can actually be in pain or hurting or be crazy and make terrible choices. This is the minimize and avoid response. Oh, you're being too harsh. You are amazing. I don't believe it was that bad. Number 6, that's nothing. Listen to this. The friend who confuses connecting with you through shared experiences with the opportunity to one-up you. They dismiss your story and go on to tell you about an experience that was way worse for them. This is the compare and compete response. Whew, if you think that's bad, listen to what happened to me this one time. Number 7, let's not make this uncomfortable. The friend who pushes back on us when they find we are speaking our truth to power or to what we believe in. This is the discomfort and conflict response. See, I can't believe you said that to your mother. Or, I can't believe you went there. We don't talk about that kind of stuff. And number 8, let me fix this, or you. The friend who tries to fix everything rather than being with us and sharing our emotion in the moment. This is the advice giving and problem solving response. It's okay, let me tell you what you need to do, or I know exactly how to handle this. So as we've gone through this list, you may have been able to find yourself fit some of these friend descriptions. I know I have definitely been all of them at some point or another. Brené says of this, of course we're all capable of being these friends, especially if someone tells us a story that gets right up in our own shame grill. Be aware it's hard to practice compassion when we're struggling in our own authenticity or when our worthiness is off balance. We're all human and imperfect and vulnerable, and we get triggered by the contagious nature of shame and the deep desire to avoid it. I've created a printable A4 handout with these 8 tips if you'd like a copy to act as a ready reckoner to help you steer clear of the wrong person, or indeed maybe help you be the right person for someone else. Click on the link bit.ly/8 shame sharing tips, if that's in the post. As always, if your now is not the picture that you've painted for yourself and you'd like help on this discovery path, or maybe something completely different that you intuitively know or feel isn't letting your true colours shine through, then please do get in touch with me. You can do it really easily. Just leave me a comment, send me a private message, drop an email, or pop over to my Calendly online diary using the link I provided, and we can set up an obligation-free curiosity call and see if we're a good fit for each other. Much love until next time.